So let's talk a little bit more about layers because they're really, really important. And I'm going to refer to some of the slides here that are in the main slideshow. There's a lot of good tips here, and I would really encourage you that you take a look at these because they're pretty easy to go through pretty quickly. And I'll talk about most aspects that you need to know, but there could be some more tidbits in here that'd be really helpful. So let's go to Photoshop here. And this is where I left off with the last tutorial video. And let's pull up the racetrack background, or the big racetrack picture that I downloaded and put in the shared folder. So we're in the Photoshop program. We're in that menu structure here up at the top. You can see it says Photoshop. So File Open, and let's find that racetrack. Where is it? There it is, Speedway track. We'll open it up. It opens up in a new window. That's good, a new tab. And we're going to take all of this. We're going to select all of it. So that's Command+A, and you can see the marching ants, some people call them, these white lines that seem to move around the picture. That's good. It means it's selected. We're going to copy it, and we're going to put it over here onto this main document, right? The main template that we're working on. And we'll paste it. And of course it's way too small, but we can work with that. Now look, it's another layer. We go over here and you can see the layers. We got the cat, we've got LeBron, we've got the background. Let's name it. Double click on it. We'll just call it racetrack. And by the way, if you can't even see your layers on Photoshop, it's actually a pretty easy fix. You just go up to Window and then you select it here from this huge list. It's the same thing with everything. Like, we'll get into brushes later. Maybe you want to change colors. There's a lot of really good tools here. Oh, history. So if you want to go back like 20 steps. So just select the function that you want. Whoops, I just turned it off. And then click on it, make sure there's a checkbox, and then it's all good. So this racetrack, it's way too small. Let's transform it so it can be nice and big and basically cover most of the area here. Probably won't fit perfectly. It'd be better maybe if it was landscape, but I think we can make this work. So we've got this layer selected. You can tell it's highlighted. We don't want to highlight the cat layer and change its size. We want to make sure that the right layer that's going to be edited is highlighted like this. So then we go up to Image, and we go to Transform, or sorry, it would be under Edit and Transform, or Free Transform. Actually, that's even easier. It's nice too because it has the shortcut of Command+T. So we'll pick that, and now look, we've got this curved arrow. We could curve it and just do some sort of rotation like that, if that was something that was going to be useful for the picture. Or you can just like click on a handle and you can stretch it, just like any other program. I think most of you are quite familiar with doing something like this. And we'll just stretch it out so it basically becomes like our new background. It's probably too big, but that's okay. It'll work for the purpose of what we're doing right now in this tutorial. So it's a problem though, right? Because it's on top of LeBron and the cat and probably other things that we would want to make sure are in the foreground. So it's easy enough to fix. You just go down here to your layers again and you drag that racetrack layer to the back. So you drag it under the cat. Oh, there's the cat now. Cat's going to be run over by the car. Watch out, kitty. Drag it down under LeBron. Yeah, there we go. There's LeBron looking good. They've got great seats for this race. And then basically, actually, the racetrack right now is our background because the background is white. There's nothing on it. So, yeah, now we've got the background basically is the racetrack. We've got the cat up front. We've got LeBron up front. We did a little bit of a free transformation there. Oh, and this is actually really useful too. You could turn off layers temporarily just so you can take a look at the picture overall without maybe getting distracted by LeBron. Click on the eyeball. There we go. He's gone. Click on it again. Now you can see that layer again. Same thing with erase track. You can do that with all of the different layers. It's quite useful to turn them on and off sometimes so that you can get more of a focus on what you're doing. So, again, just looking quickly at the slideshow, we talked about pretty much everything already. We talked about dragging them up and down. We talked about the current active layer. You can get bigger thumbnails of the layers if you want to. If you want to know more about that, it's over here on slide 40. We talked about opacity before. We talked about the little eye icon next to each one. That was really useful. And the order of the layers, we talked about that too, dragging them up and down. So yeah, you're in pretty good shape now, I think, for doing a lot of cool things with layers. All right, thanks for watching.